Hi, my name is Brad Herder. I'm the president of the Berkshire chapter of the New England Mountain Bike Association, and I've wanted to do a video reviewing all the tools that I use, the ones that work well. So let me start off with rakes. This was the first rake I used, the plastic one, wooden handle. It was actually like too wide for raking single track, so I switched to this rake, which I bought at Car Hardware. It is much narrower and it's metal and does an excellent job of raking out new single track. The problem was the handle broke on it, but I got a brand new handle made of a much stronger wood at Tractor Supply Company. I did try, this was highly recommended on Amazon.com. It's a Corona. It's an all metal rake, so the tines are metal and the handle's metal. The problem with the handle is it's metal the whole way, and I have bent it. I bent it back so it looks okay, but it's not as strong as this one. So this rake with the metal tines and the replacement wooden handle is what I would recommend for a rake. Unfortunately, the handle that comes with it isn't very good. Now, for a shovel, I've had several shovels. This is a Husky Super Socket Power Step, and shovels are shovels, but I like ones with non-wooden handles because I tend to leave them out in the woods. This one also has a very good wide thing or platform for stomping down and pushing in, so that's what I like about this shovel. Got that at Home Depot. For bench cutting, we bought a bunch of tools, and this is called a mattock, and I don't like it at all. The blade end is too dull to cut through roots. This end does a great job of chopping up the soil. The handle is nice and sturdy, but it weighs a ton. So it's really only good for one thing. It's not good for cutting roots. It's just good for chopping up the soil. This is called the Pulaski right here. And this I love. This tool, the head cuts roots really well. The back does a good job of chopping up the soil when you're doing bench cutting. So I don't really recommend the mattock, but I definitely recommend the Pulaski. The other tool for bench cutting that I need is the McLeod. This tool is used mostly for kind of being a, I don't know what you call it, one of those rakes that rakes out the soil, smooths it out, and then you pack it down like this as a tamper. This tool is heavy, and I was hoping I could replace the Pulaski and this with just a hoe. But this hoe that I bought, which is a very high quality hoe, I don't know what it's called anymore, but I'll put links to everything in the video description, or if you're on the website you'll have the links below the video. But this tool doesn't cut roots, doesn't tamp all that well, which I was hoping it would do, and it doesn't break up soil as well as I was hoping it would, unless the soil's really loose. So, not recommended. Still got to stick with the McLeod and the Pulaski. Forget about the mattock and forget about the hoe. Okay. Also, when you're bench cutting, sometimes you like to smooth out the soil. A normal rake like this, I don't know what this is called, with these hard tines, does a decent job, but it's kind of too wide for a lot of places where you might have rocks and things and you just need to get around the rocks. So this one with 4 tines is much better for raking on a trail and just doing the little bit that you need to do. Okay, next thing I want to go on to is Loppers. The first lopper, well, I've had numerous loppers in my life, but the first loppers I bought for trail work are these fish scar, I don't know what they are, but they're called bypass loppers. They are great loppers, very, very powerful. Problem was, handle fell off. And a lot of times I'm carrying many tools into the woods for a long ways, and the handle kept falling off one day, and I forgot that had been happening, and I walked out of the woods and the handle was gone, and I've been unable to locate it since. After that, I bought these fish scar ratchet drive loppers, which are anvil type loppers. These are called bypass loppers. They're like scissors. They scissor. These have one cutting side and one flat side that it presses against to make the cut. These I don't like, because you have to definitely exert more force to cut through the same amount of same diameter tree that you can do with these. So I got a replacement pair of these. They look a little bit different, not much different actually, but these fish scar loppers rock. They are the best, so I highly recommend them. The next thing, a lot of times I'm riding and need to do lopper work, and what's great is these green thumb loppers that I bought at Car Hardware. They go like this, and there you have a rather large lopper. Or, you know, this is actually capable of cutting some pretty good sized trees. So, and it fits in your pack. So that is an awesome tool. So I would recommend that pair of loppers and that pair of loppers, but not that one and not the older style. I'm hoping these handles will not fall off, but who knows. Okay, a lot of our trails get overgrown with weeds. I bought a steel FS 90R. I believe it's their top of the line string trimmer, and it was okay. The string kept breaking. I got a replacement head for it at Home Depot, which takes .155 string. And the string, I don't know if I'll be able to demonstrate this. See, this is the problem. I need pliers to pull it out. But there we go. So what you do is when the string breaks, you just feed a new piece in like that. Unfortunately, when you're on the trail, you need to take your pliers. These are very loud, so I use these ear muffs. I have used these little things that stick in your ears, but they're nowhere near as effective. The weed thing on this is terrible. See that? This is the head. Here's like stuff comes up and hits you in the face all the time, so you need glasses. I have been tempted to kind of build some kind of a plexiglass cover for that. Now, I go out and weed whack for hours at a time, and I need to carry more fuel. So I have a couple MSR fuel bottles that I bought at the Arcadian shop in Lenox that I use. I also carry a whole bag of replacement string. A couple hand tools I've used for loppering are these, and the one closest to me, this one, is way easier to swing, and I like it a lot for doing small jobs. This one is very heavy, doesn't swing well, like the balance isn't right, so I pretty much never use that. These do break quite easily. You'll break off the end there, so, but it's better than, you know, riding through weeds. So, okay, on to the next thing. We have a ton of trees fall down every year, and I bought a chainsaw. One of the things that I read on the internet was that 90% of the chainsaw injuries happen to your legs. I believe you're chainsawing down and you just keep going and hit your thigh or your shin or your foot. So I do wear chaps when I chainsaw. The chainsaw I bought is a Steel MTS 180C, and I would like to say that I bought a Ryobi home string trimmer from Home Depot. It was a piece of shit. I bought a Poulin $99 chainsaw from Sears. It also was a piece of shit. These Steel STIHL tools, I've bought all of them from Pittsfield Lawn and Tractor, and they are amazing. They start year after year. They run great. I have had to bring this back twice for string problems, but this is an awesome chainsaw because it has this easy pull mechanism, and I won't start it right now, but you just pull the string out, and at the end of the pull, it kind of releases and goes. And I could start it up for you probably pretty quickly. Just give it a few pulls here. Once it makes that noise, it's pretty much ready to go. So that's how easy these things run, and that might not have looked easy, but it was, because believe me, compared to pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling on a Poulin chainsaw, that is tremendous. The last thing I use, whoops, let me go back to saws. So this saw is awesome. It gets really heavy carrying it through the woods. I have this Black Diamond backpack, which has a little clasp here up in the front, and it also has a couple buckles at the bottom. And what I do is I hook this on video. Yeah, I hook this end like that, and then it would be carrying it. But I also take and find the straps. Where'd they go? Oh, here they are. So I take this strap, wrap it around this way, and this strap, wrap it around this way, and it's really easy to carry my chainsaw in my backpack, just like that. Hope you can see that. Very comfortable for walking, and not anywhere near as fatiguing as carrying it in one arm and switching arms. So, and you can even ride your bike with it. I would put the guard on if I were to do that. Okay, now sometimes you want to do some small work with, while you're out on the trail, and you want to have something in your pack. The Big Boy, Silky Big Boy 2000 folding saw, handsaw, is amazing. This thing can cut through anything. It is phenomenal. The trees I've taken out with this. It fits in your pack. It's really, really big. It's probably not fitting on the screen there, but here's my foot. So it's a really long blade, much longer than my foot, and does an amazing, amazing job. I did break the blade. It is very easy to replace the blade. You just unscrew this, unscrew that, remove the blade, put a new blade in, and then re-screw in this and this. So I did, anyway. So, amazing saw, easy to replace the blades, terrific, terrific. Okay, the last thing I have is my leaf blower. Our trails in New England get pretty covered with leaves in this fall, and they're actually hard to find. We're kind of debating on whether or not we should leaf blow them because they're getting kind of rooty. So we might not leaf blow them for a few years, but we definitely will leaf blow the water bars and keep them clean. But this is an amazing piece of equipment. It is powerful. This is the BR 600 Magnum, again steel, again purchased from Pittsfield Lawn and Tractor. My favorite place to buy power equipment. So that is it for what I use for trail equipment. Hope this helps somebody. Don't buy junk, buy good quality tools.